Welcome back to the McMahon Group, everyone. Okay, we all know somebody who's either going through a divorce or has gotten divorced, and you want to be there for them, but at the same time, you also want to maybe kind of help and laugh them along the way as they go through a difficult time. That's why they need to get this book, Note to Self, How Not to Date After Divorce. And joining us this morning to fill us in a little bit more about this is the author, Paula Marinos. Good morning, Paula.
Hi, Lisa.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Okay, as I go through this book, your Notes to Self, I was in hysterics. This book is perfect because you can sit down, you can read it in basically one sitting.
Right.
And your notes to self are humorous but yet make so much sense. But what I want to know is, are you divorced?
I am.
You are divorced?
Yes, been divorced 8 years.
8 years. And do you have children?
I have 4.
You have 4 children?
I do.
And they're all with you?
Well, they're older now.
They're older
but yes.
now. Okay, so what did you learn from going through your own divorce?
I learned that, you know, when you're going through divorce, you have no self-esteem. So you think that you're going to get your self-esteem through some attention, you know. So you kind of look for anything.
Yeah.
And what I learned is that's not where you're going to get it. You're going to get it from yourself. And so I need to be happy with myself before I could ever start dating. I shouldn't have dated in the first place, but...
Hence what not to,
exactly.
Why not to date after
to
divorce. I have to read this little snippet here on page 1. It says, dating after divorce is never a picnic. The world is full of helpful ways for you to look better and act appropriately in order to find true love. We thought maybe a more realistic approach would be to let you know what not to do. Just some simple stop signs to let you know when to write a note to self. Okay, and I have pulled a couple of these notes to self, and I'd like to share them with you because your humor is just terrific here.
Thank you.
First of all, I love the one of note to self. Try not to live in denial about how truly messed up you really are.
Right.
Because first of all, you know, everyone else is messed up except me because I'm perfect, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We all think that. We all think it's everybody else's fault but our own.
Yeah.
But really we need to take responsibility for that.
Take responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this was one of my favorites too, is don't get sucked in by a smile or a pat on the ass, because I know if I'm out somewhere and some guy's patting me on the ass, that I'm there. I mean, just take me home, right?
Well, you know what? When I was first divorced, I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, wow, some attention. This is so awesome. But no, those are not the kind of guys you want to date.
But what about the smile? I mean, I think, you know, if somebody smiles at you, that would be okay.
It depends on how they're smiling.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of smiling going on there. And when you're at a bar, they're not smiling because they want to meet you and they love you and they think you're really smart or anything like that. No, they're looking for something else.
Looking for something else.
Yeah.
Okay, which brings up the you're going through your divorce, or you are divorced now, and you're trying to better yourself.
Right.
So we think, oh, maybe I'll go do a little nip and tuck, a little Botox over here, and maybe I'll, you know, get the girls a little bit bigger. And your suggestion with that is making some adjustments to ourselves, like plastic surgery, is okay.
Absolutely.
However, if your chest size is bigger than your head, bigger than your head, then we need to discuss your motives.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if one of your girlfriends was like, I think I'm going to go and get a boob job, and you're like, oh, that's great. How big do you want to go?
How big are you going?
And all of a sudden they come home with some watermelons. What do you think about that?
Well, that's really, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for somebody else to look at or somebody else to take advantage of, and that's really not the way you should do it. You should do it for yourself and what makes you happy,
what makes
not
you
for someone
happy.
else.
Right, and if you want the entire conversation to be talking to the girls versus
to you,
they're
not going to look at you.
Right, they're not going to look at you.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, even as a woman, when you're talking to a woman who has extremely large boobs.
I know. I find I mean, I catch myself staring. I mean, really? You know, I'm like, okay, can you put them away? I mean, why do they have to be out? You know, I mean,
and they do. And you know, if you're going to pay for them,
right,
and have the ones like that, you're going to show them to everybody. I mean, I've had people who I've just met who have just gotten boob jobs and say, hey, can you want to come in the bathroom and feel them? Well, not really.
Sure, why not? My idea of a good time, right?
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, so know what your motives are.
Exactly.
And then you strongly suggest, when it comes to dating, to date younger men.
Yes, because the men that are my age really don't want women my age. They want to date women that are younger.
No, why don't they want women your age?
Because it looks better to have somebody on your arm that's 20 years younger than you.
So like
you look like you're, you know, some little arm candy.
So yes, some eye candy.
So now the younger men really appreciate the older woman.
They do.
Appreciate how you think and how you feel and the ideas that you have. They really do.
So now, would we be considered cougars if we did date younger men? I mean, would that be
Don't
like
go any you're 10 years younger.
10? So no
If
younger
you're going
than
20, 25 years younger than you, that's a little cougarish.
Yeah, cougarish.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, I think would you like that's a little, you know, now you're getting like that's pervy.
It's
Now you're
really
crossing
pervy.
the line
Absolutely. I mean, I've got guys that I know that date girls that are my daughter's age.
Oh, ooh,
and that
ooh.
just doesn't work.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're dating guys that are your children's age,
Yeah,
that's not a good idea.
Not good.
No, you're a pervert.
Yeah, you're a pervert.
Sorry to say
You
what
are a pervert if you
Absolutely.
All right, another note to self. Got it. Okay, but it is okay to date younger men, but don't go
Absolutely.
younger than 10 years. Got it. Okay, but now you also say if you're going to go out there and you're going to date a married man, be prepared that, note to self,
Absolutely.
he will never leave his wife.
He won't, and he will just, you know, string you along, and it'll happen. I mean, you should never date a married man ever. That's not. I mean, that's just not right. But if you
not
happen
right.
to do it, you have to know what you're getting into and the reasons that you're getting into it, and that it's not going to be this wonderful relationship, and you're not going to be able to go out on the weekends and, you know,
And
have
talk-
Tuesday night for you. Well, you can't talk to your friends about
Right.
it because you're
It's
dating
all-
a married guy, and it's all hush hush. And
But like true women, we think we can change them.
absolutely,
And we will be waiting there for the phone to call or the text to come in or the email. And it's never going to happen.
No, it's not. And if they're willing to fool around with you, what do you think's going to happen to
Right.
you with
Right.
someone else?
And who
So,
knows
same
if they're
thing.
not just, and it's not just you.
Right, exactly.
You guys. Okay, now you also said never have a man pick you up on the first date.
No.
Why is that?
You don't know what they're like. You don't know what kind of person they are. I mean, they
Now
could
they know
be
where you
some
live.
serial killer, and they know where you live, and they know where you are and what you've got. So, no, you should always meet them somewhere.
Yeah, okay. And then let's say you are out on that first date and you also stress, have your practice excuses ready.
Absolutely.
See, and I'm such a bad liar. I don't know. I'm sure it would be written all over my face like, oh, I got to get out of here. I mean,
That's why you have to practice it. So
Yeah,
it seems like it's true to you.
so do I stand in front of the mirror and say, okay, now
Yeah,
this
keep
guy's just
practicing,
giving me
going,
the
this is
heebie-jeebies?
it, and I need to